From United Nations Television, this is UN in Action.
At the moment the earthquake happened, the whole team was with me, each one inside their offices or in the studio.
Yakim Maiga from Mali is chief of the television unit at the United Nations mission in Haiti, Minister. It was 10 to 5 in the afternoon, and he was on the phone with his daughter, who studies abroad in Morocco. Suddenly, he felt the ground start to tremble.
At first, I thought it was a big truck going past, because when trucks pass my window, it makes the whole building shake. I told my daughter to hold on, and when I looked out the window and didn't see a truck, I realized it was an earthquake.
Within seconds, the main UN office building, the Hotel Christopher, collapsed, killing 101 UN employees and trapping many others under the mountains of rubble. It was the largest tragedy in a single day in the organization's history. And just feet away from the Christopher was the fully staffed video unit's office.
I couldn't stay standing up at first, so I came out crawling. The door was about 20 meters away. It was open, everything was open. Fortunately, in just about 10 seconds, the 10 people who were in the office at the time all got out.
We couldn't see anything from the dust, so we actually ran up there in front at the main entrance and just figure out that everything is down.
Blago Grujic from Serbia has been a cameraman with the unit for 2 years.
I ran to the parking to see that my girlfriend's car is not there, to make sure that she wasn't, because she was on the way to Christopher, and just to make sure that she's not in the building. And immediately after, went back to my office, pick up my camera and start filming.
The images that Blago shot of the disaster were some of the first to hit TV screens around the world.
We need more people down here!
On the backside of the Christopher, the entire roof collapsed at the angles. We were able to climb up, and then I filmed the way up.
Show him where they are, he's gonna flash the light.
Afterwards I had to stop because they needed a light to communicate with the people stuck under the concrete, so I just took off my camera light with the battery and gave it to them.
As rescuers worked through the night and following days, desperately trying to save the hundreds of people feared trapped inside, Blago and his colleagues continued to put out stories, not just on the tragedy at the UN, but also on the desperate chaos on the streets. Their images shocked the world. Port-au-Prince, the capital city, was devastated. An estimated 300,000 people were killed in those 35 seconds when the earth writhed. Almost 2 million were left homeless. Thousands were trapped. Their screams echoed as families and neighbors battled ceaselessly to drag them from the rubble. The total dereliction in some parts of the city resembled scenes from the aftermath of a nuclear bomb. For the following days and weeks, the Ministar video unit also worked non-stop to supply the world with images of the tragedy.
Time stopped for us, and since then it started. Every day on the streets, we film, we send the stories, we film again, right up until today.
And like many survivors of the earthquake, the trauma of losing loved ones and colleagues was compounded by the loss of their homes. Even many of the buildings still standing are now cracked and deemed too dangerous to live in. So many people, UN staff included, sleep outside. Ministar TV producer Agathe Fabien and her 12-year-old son Henri Léonard are amongst them.
Everybody is in the same situation, intense. Many of my friends have joined us here, because when you are in a group, when you are together, it's easier to stand the situation.
Yakim and Blago also either sleep in the car or in tents outside the temporary office space of the provisional UN base. Although exhausted, Blago is philosophical about the situation.
It's quite fine because you avoid the morning traffic, you avoid the evening traffic, you get nice breeze in the evening, and when it's rain, it's actually quite cool, quite nice.
The images that the team shot were shown on thousands of TV stations and reached millions of viewers around the world. They were a tragic illustration of the scale of the catastrophe, opening people's hearts and purses to the plight of the Haitian people. This report was produced by Jill Fickling for the United Nations.